श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्के केसरी वेदांताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदाहृति श्रीवासरंग परकाल मणित्रयाप्तलक्ष्मात्मरक्षणेतुगागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिभूतमनर्गशीलं गोपाल देशिक मुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः. स्वामी देशिकन शरणागति दीपिका स्तोत्र अर्थ अनुसंधानम. Acharyan Anugraham. We are enjoying. Today we will enjoy 50 and 51st slokams. There are total 59 slokams. We have another 9 more to reach the crescendo and the final zenith, the highest point. Swami builds up his case as Sharanagatan, as Prapannan, the one who has performed Prapatti. Swami is building up his case to seek Perumal's protection. This is the most wonderful stotrams, 50, 51, 52, all of them. Especially the Sadacharyan, our Acharyas have placed our soul at the lotus feet of Divya Dampati. And post-Prapatti period, even though there are lot of trespasses, transgressions, going against Shastras, not adhering to what the Shastras say, there could be several follies, defects in because of our Triguna Sambandham. Swami Desikan is an expert in argument, tarkam. He is Kavitarkika Simham, so he is putting his argument. Yadva Madartha Parichintanaya Tavalam Samnyam Prapanna Iti Sahasiko Bibharmi Yevam Stite Twadapavada Nivrittaye Mam Patri Kurushva Bhagavan Bhavata Kripayaha Yadva Madartha Parichintanaya Tavalam Samnyam Prapanna Iti Sahasiko Bibharmi Yevam Stite Twadapavada Nivrittaye Mam Patri Kurushva Bhagavan Bhavata Kripayaha. Hey Bhagavan, enough of your probing, investigating, checking about my credentials, whether I actually deserve, whether I am qualified. Enough. I'm boldly bearing, I am proudly bearing, and I have the name, that the designation that I am a Prapanna, one who has done what is required to be done. I have performed Sharanagati. Acharyan has placed on my behalf. So, because of that very name, designation of Prapanna, at least in order to get rid of the blame that you may have to yourself, you have to make me the recipient of your daya. So Swami Desikan is an expert in argument, in tarkam. Like any other art, like any other kalai, is sarvatantra swatantra, especially tarkam expert. Here he is requesting the Lord, please stop inquiring about my qualification, whether I deserve, my credentials, whether Prapatti has been properly done, whether I am following. If so, in which of the mode he performed, so on and so on. Enough of that inquiry and research and investigation. Rightly or wrongly, I now call myself a Prapanna. Because Acharya, my Acharya, revered, respected Sadacharya, had placed body and soul. People are referring to me as Prapanna. If you do not protect me for whatever reason, valid reason, justifiable reason, what happens to your title, Sharanagata Rakshakan? You are a Saranagata Rakshakan, the one who has performed Sharanagati, you protect. That's your title. Swami Desika is here taking a leaf out of his favorite Kaliyan Urai Konda Karuttudayon, Kaliyan Urai Kudikonda Karuttudayon, Trimangai Alvar, who refers to himself as one தேசமறிய உமக்கே ஆளாய்த்திருக்கின்ற. The whole world knows that I am your servant. திருமங்கி ஆழ்வார் says, தேசமறிய உமக்கே ஆளாய்த்திருக்கின்ற என்னை நீ விடலாமா? Who goes about the world believed by one and all to be a true devotee of the Lord. If I am protected, well and good for you. If I am not protected, what will they say about you? கதி என்றும் தானாவான் கருதாது ஓர் பெண் கொடியை வதை செய்தான் என்னும் சொல் வையகத்தர் மதியாரே. ஆண்டாள் says in நாச்சியார் திருமொழி, you are the gati, you are the refuge. I have considered myself, and if you do not protect me, if you do not come to save me, ஒரு பெண் கொடியை வதை செய்தான் என்னும் சொல் வையகத்தார் மதியாரே. ஒரு பெண் குழந்தைய போய் இப்படி இப்படி ஏமாத்திட்டானே. they will say, the world will talk, the world will not have respect for you. You will lose the respect and regard which you now enjoy as Sarveshwaran, Saranagata Rakshakan. Sagasam is a bold or rather rash act. I am guilty of sagasam in calling myself a Prapanna. It is a bold, rash act. In passing off, in projecting that I am a Prapanna before the world, it is a sagasam. Yet, if I am not protected, your name will be tarnished. For me, no problem. To avoid the name, your name being tarnished, please extend your daya towards me, Swami said. Bhagavanne, ye Bhagavan, please protect me. Whether I am a Prapannan, whether I am qualified, do I have the credentials, does he have a Vasham, does he have Akinchanyam? Even if there is a small excuse to get rid of me, you will do that. But you have to make me the Daya Patram of yours. You are the one who mentioned Sakradeva Prapannaya Tavasmi Chita Yachate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo Dadami Etad Vratam Mama. It is my Vratam in the seashore in Setu Samudra Karai. This is my Vratam you mentioned. Where has it gone? So here Swami Desikan mentions using his Tarkikam Vilakkuri Parimale. Here he addresses the Lord as Bhagavan. Bhagavan is Jnana Bala Aishwarya Virya Shakti Tejas. Bhagavan means the supreme being who is endowed with the 6 attributes: knowledge, power, strength, lordship, virility and splendor. Upanishads recognize Bhagavan, that Bhagavan, as Sriman Narayanan in Chandogya Upanishad, Vishnu in Vishnu Puranam, Hari in Hari Vamsham, Rama in Srimad Ramayana, Vasudeva in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nrisimha in Nrisimha Tapaniya Upanishad. So the deck is now loaded with the specific choice of addressing the Lord as Bhagavan. You cannot deny your wonderful qualities. Jnana Bala Aishwarya Virya Shakti Tejas. If you deny that, you are no longer fit to be called Bhagavan. Srimad Shankacharya quotes various authenticative scriptures, pramanams. Utpattim pranayam chaiva bhutanam agatim gatim vetti vidyatma vidyam chasavachyo bhagavaniti jnana shakti balaishwarya viryate jamsya sheshataha bhagavat shabdavashyani vinaheya gunadibihi aishwarya samagrasya viryasya yashasasriyaha jnana vairagyayoschaiva shannam bhagayidirana. Vishnu Puranam. Tadaiva Bhagavat Vashyam Swarupam Paramatmanaha Vachako Bhagavat Shabda Tasmat Yasyakshayatmanaha Shuddhe Mahavibhutyakye Pare Brahmani Shabdyate Maitreya Bhagavat Shabda Sarvakarana Karane Sampattiti Tata Parta Vikarorta Dvayan Vitaha Neta Gamayita Shrashta Karartastata Mune Vishnu Puranam. Oh Bhagavan, inquiry into my fitness is superfluous, excess is waste now. I sport, I rashly bold declare that I am Prapanna. The world knows. What is the use of examining my credentials? If I am not saved, the world will criticize you as having forgotten your own assurance in the beach on that eventful day when Vibhishana came. The world might ridicule, saying that all beach speeches, Marina beach speeches are all gone in the wind. So perhaps Rama had spoken on the fateful day to Vibhishana. Swami says, the reader should ponder over clever logic, the craving and absolute akinchanyam resounding in all these prayers. These verses, if recited with Priti Purvakam, Hridaya Purvakam, heavy participation, heart content, when somebody recites with a prayer to him that you are the only one who can save me, in spite of all my defects, it will have a tremendous impact in the elevation and sublimation of the Prapanna's Atma, soul. So Swami says, Adiyan has boldly taken the role of Prapannan, one who has performed Prapatti. Sahasaika Prapanna iti samjnanam bibarmi. The title may well be earned or just a symbol, samjna. You have, however, stated publicly that you will rescue the person who comes even and pretend to be a mitran, who even pretends he has done prapatti. Bhagavad Ramanuja, when he performed Sharanagati, Namperumal responds. So, he says, Aikantika, Atyantika, Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti, Vigna, Pratigatopi, Yena, Kenapi, Prakarena, Dvaya, Vaktatvam, Kevalam, Madiyayaiva Dayaya. Nishesha Vinashta Sahedukama Charanaravinda Yugala, Aikantika, Atyantika, Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti, Vignaha. He says, you do not worry. You may be connected with Prakriti Sambandham. You may be even set upon by obstructions due to obstruction to Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti. And all this will be just by grace. You have somehow uttered the words of Dvaya Mantra. Somehow. Yena kenapi prakarena Dvaya Vaktatvam Kevalam. You have somehow uttered the Dvaya Mantra. Means through Acharya Nishta, Mukti Nishta, Swanishta, by my mere Daya, you will be freed completely from the obstructions to Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti and their causes. You will also, by my grace, obtain Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti and be favored with the direct vision of me. Swami mentions in that. So, it goes to prove that it is possible that Swami has assured, Perumal has assured, in whatever manner you have uttered Dvayam and performed Prapatti. If you abandon me, Yevam Veti, you must make me the target of your immense kripa. You will have the apavadam, parichul or blame that you have gone against your own word. The efficacy of Prapatti as a means to moksha will be under question. You are hailed as Sarva Rakshakan, Sharanagata Rakshakan. You are saluted as Saranagata Vatsalar, Bhakta Vatsalar, who has innate, inherent loving disposition to those who seek Prapatti, who seek your refuge. You are respected as Sahaja Suhrit, friend to all by nature. You take pride in being recognized as Sarva Shaktiman, Satya Sankalpan, one who was promised to the Prapanna never go false. Ramo Dvirna Bibhashate. Rama would never ever utter the word twice. If you abandon Adiyan after this Prapatti, whatever manner it is done, whatever credentials I may have, perfect or imperfect, your statements as Gita Charyan to Arjuna, The assurance given to you as Rama in the ocean side will turn false. You cannot afford to acquire this blasphemy. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Masuchaha. You mentioned in Gita, 18th chapter, 66th slokam. Sakrideva prapannaya tavasmiti cha yachate. Abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadami yetad vratam mama. You mentioned as Lord Sri Ramachandra in Yuddhakandam to Vibhishana. The Ragasyatraya Saram, Charma Slokadikaram, and the Childre Ragasyam, Abhaya Pradana Saram, Mumukshapadi explain in great detail the meanings of these slokams, dealing with the central, pivotal, important message that he is the unfailing Sharanagata Rakshakan. Swami Desikan pleads with the Lord not to acquire any damage to his reputation as Prapanna Jana's Vatsala. It is indeed very tough for the Lord now to refute the line of logic of Swami Desikan. The 50th slokam is thus an extension of the 49th slokam, where Swami mentioned to the Lord that he performed Acharya Nishtai and could not therefore Swanishtai or Uktinishtai were meaningless because Acharya Nishtai was performed. The reasoning there was that he could only do one kind of prapatti and the other choices became excess, superfluous. In this slokam, Swami appeals to the Lord not to examine whether his prapatti was perfect or not. Acharyan only did, you did not do. You cannot say, because you said, Yena kenapi prakarena dvaya bhaktatvam kevalam to Ramanuja. He requests the Lord not to abandon him since he has done prapatti regardless of perfection. And any abandonment would lead to the damage of his reputation as a never-failing protector of Sharanagata. So Lord is cornered with the power of the logic of Swami Desikan. In the next slokam, which we are going to enjoy now, Swami continues with this line of appeal and asks the Lord to examine pros and cons of abandoning him as a Prapanna and the consequences of such an act. Swami Desikan hints that there is too much at stake if the Lord decides to abandon him. Swami Desikan appeals in the 51st slokam and tells him, okay, do not impulsively, you don't have to save me. Evaluate pros and cons of your decision, either coming to my rescue or abandoning me as one who has performed prapatti. So Swami mentions here, Tyage gunesha sharanagata samgino me styanagasopi sagasaiva parigraheva kim nama kutra bhavatiti kripadhipiste gutham nirupaya gunetarataratamyam tyage guneshwara gunesha sharanagata samgino me styanagasopi sagasaiva parigraheva kim nama kutra bhavatiti kripadhipiste gutham nirupaya gunetarataratamyam. Swami says, I may carry a Prapanna name wrongly or falsely and cheat the world. I may be a Maha Aparadhi and taking care of me, protecting me, coming to my rescue or abandon me. You see the pros and cons and then you decide. So this sloka says, Lord of all gunas, all auspicious attributes, in regard to me who has acquired the designation that I am a Sharanagata, Prapanna, in spite of my being a great papi, please have a discussion with Daya Guna, with your Daya Devi, in private, about giving me up or quickly accepting me, considering what will conduce to your credit or otherwise. So this sloka contains a sentiment similar to the one voiced in the previous one. Here, but in a revised and refined form. Swami says, O Lord of excellent qualities, I have the label of a Prapanna. I am rich in papams. And that is irrelevant here. Because I have performed Sharanagati to you through Acharya Nishta. My Acharyas have performed. Two courses, two ways are open to you. Either dismiss my request abruptly, abandon me totally, or quickly accept me for protection in complete disregard of my vices, of my virtues and vices. I would submit that if you abandon me is fraught with bad reputation. And if you accept me, it will be a further leather in your cap or feather in your cap. Because you are a benevolent benefactor. You are a Parama Dayalu, Parama Karuniko Bhagavan. The people will say great about you, saying, in spite of all his papam, just because he has performed prapati, just because he has faked prapati, yena kenapi prakarena dvaya vaktatvam kevala madiyaya dayaya, just because of my grace, you have, even in respect of a bad sinner, you have saved him. So people will praise you. It is a feather in your cap. You inquire into the pros and cons. Your qualities of daya and kshama will assist you. So, if I could interpret my statement more significantly, you have a confidential discussion with Lakshmi, the daya incarnate, or Bhumi, the kshama incarnate. Swami hopes for a favorable disposal. If a private inquiry with karuna is taken to imply pondering over the issue with compassion, with daya, with mercy, will karuna be absent so far in him? Was it absent? No, but Swami Desika assumes in order to reinforce his assurance. So Srivatsankar Swami interpret that the request is for a consultation with Sri and Bhumi Devi with adequate enough valid pramanams. So in this sloka, Swami Desika beautifully goes on mentioning several reasons as to why, how the Lord himself find it difficult and unprofitable to himself to give up a prapanna, and how because of his own words and pledges the Swami is bound to protect the prapanna. And top of all, a reward is waiting for the Lord. The moment he decides to protect the prapanna, there is a reward waiting for him. That he is going to say in next few slokas. Vilakkoli Perimale, Adiyan has committed so many papams. In spite of that, Adiyan has performed Sharanagati at your sacred feet. You could choose to abandon me, or you could elect to come to my rescue immediately. You must consult with your Daya Devi and Kshama Devi, Sri Devi and Bhu Devi. Is it good or bad to abandon Adiyan? Is it good or bad to give up on me? Is it good or bad to give me a uplifting hand? You must decide. Swami Desikan addresses the Lord of Tirthanka as Guneshan, the master of all auspicious gunam, Daya, Vatsalyam, Karunyam, Shaulabhyam, Shaushilyam. He admits, however, that Swami Desikan is an aparadi. Sthana Agasa Api. He points out further that he is one who bears the title of Sharanagata, Sharanagata Samjna, in spite of his many aparadam. Oh Lord, Deepa Prakasha, you can do one or the other thing. You can decide to abandon me, Tyage me, or you may decide to rush me, Sagasa Yeva Parigraheva. Before you decide one way or the other, Me Tyageva, Sagasa Yeva Parigraheva, Kutrate Kim Nama Bhavati Iti Nirupaya. Oh Bhagavan, please do your consultation secretly with your exalted guna like Daya. Guna Yitara Taratamyam Kripa Adibihi. Gudam Nirupaya. About the ups and downs, Taratamyam of your decision. Pros and cons of your decision. To rescue me or abandon me. Swami so beautifully mentions all this in this sloka. In fact, take your time. Think it over what to do deeply. Don't feel hustled. You are a Gunesha. Please have a conference of all your gunam, jnana, bala, aishwarya, virya, shakti, tejas, and daya, and kshama. Let daya be the leader for those conference. Let her be the facilitator and preside in the conference. In the Daya Shatakam, Daya was enjoyed as a defense counsel for a Prapanna. In a criminal trial, the Prapanna is standing as accused with so many papams. The pros and cons were discussed, maybe duly weighed. I am a great papi. I have become a Prapanna, but I am now known to be a Prapanna to the world. Can you afford to give me up because I am a papi? Should you not rush to my rescue because I am a Prapanna? By doing which, will you be benefited or will you be a loser? Consider. The use of the word sahasaiva in regard to parigraha reminds us of the 38th slokam of Varadaraja Panchasat. If you wait any longer, my papam would have sprouted to such an extent that you will be having no power to put the papam down. It will grow so much. So in the sloka that's going to follow, Swami Desikan is going to mention several reasons why the Lord himself will find it difficult and unprofitable to himself to give up a Prapanna. So we will enjoy the next slokams, the next coming 5-6 days. Adiyan, Dhanyosmi, Acharyan Trivadigalai Sharanam, Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline, Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.